like this journalism is just the best horse in the field. We can talk about some of the other ones, but ultimately it's going to be hard for me to make a win bet on another horse. But you aren't here to hear me tell you to pick the favorite that lost last time is a favorite. That was just his second loss of his career. He lost his first race, and he came in second in that one, too. So he's a pretty damn good horse. And the field in this, there's only a couple of other Kentucky Derby runners in there. Rodriguez was supposed to run in the Derby. That would have been maybe my top choice in the Preakness. But he scratched from the Derby with a sore foot. He was out. Ultimately, the injury just lingered too long, and he wasn't ready to be able to get back in the saddle. But we've got Sandman back in the Preakness Stakes running after the Kentucky Derby. He finished 7th. We've also got American Promise, the D. Wayne Lucas horse that just didn't fire at all in the Kentucky Derby. I admittedly just had a weird hunch about American Promise going into the Derby, and I can't get off this horse now. He was in my exotics on Derby Day. He finished 16th or 17th. It wasn't a great race for him, but as soon as I get off this horse, he's going to run his big race. He's a good-looking horse. He was one of the most expensive horses bought at auction in the Derby field back then. He's just a great-looking horse. So I'm sticking with American Promise in my exotics. But there's one other horse that is new to the field who is going to be overbet, and that's goal-oriented. So Rodriguez was the Bob Baffert horse that got scratched, and many people were going to bet on him. Well, now they see goal-oriented. And you think, okay, well, here's another Baffert horse, and he's lightly raced. He's only got 2 career starts this year. But, I mean, the dude was running a 98 and a 104 speed figure. He went wire to wire at 1 mile and 16th on Derby Day in the slop. He beat some horses that were previously on the Derby Trail. Surely this is a good horse. It's Bob Baffert. Can I tell you some Bob Baffert stats, Mr. Luckett?
I'd love to hear them.
Let me hit you with some Bob Baffert stats.
Give me your thorough analytics here.
In Grade 1 dirt races in 24 and 25, he had 11 starts, 1 win, 2 were in the money. The rate of return was 60 cents. In 21 through 25, 34 starts, only 5 wins, but 50% of the time he hit the money. The issue is the odds are so low, the rate of return was 88 cents to the dollar. It's not great, man. It's not great. The median odds, 2.6 to 1. These are short price horses. This one is going to be another overbet horse. I know he won the Preakness 2 years ago with the front runner in National Treasure, but I am fading Go Oriented, who opened with 6 to 1 morning light odds, and I'm going with another horse that's lightly raced. It's going to have much, much better odds. Gosker, old Gosker the Grouch. He's trained by Brendan Walsh. He's sired by Nyquist, a Kentucky Derby winner, and his jockey's Luis Saez, who Luis Saez was tearing up Churchill Downs. I'm sad that he left after a week or so this year to ride elsewhere, because he has been absolutely on fire as of late, a reliable jock to bet on. He has only 3 career starts, another lightly raced horse that got 1 start as a 2-year-old, came back and won at Gulfstream Park in February, and then raced in a Kentucky Derby prep, the Lexington Stakes. That's ran the week after the Bluegrass. You only get a couple points. So it's usually these horses trying to get in the Derby that just need one more start to get in. And he beat them all. And it was one of those where he came off the pace. He was 3rd or 4th. And then he hit the straightaway in 2nd, finished winning by 2 lengths. The speed figures weren't great that day at Keeneland. But ultimately, at 20 to 1 morning line, I don't think he's going to take a lot. Dude, give me that. I'm going to go heavy on a play show bet on him. Give me him underneath in your exotics in the Preakness Stakes. Gosker, who's coming from the outside post. So we got journal.
So give me your numbers.
My numbers?
Yeah, well, just like what's your exact or trifecta? Like for the people wanting to play that, what is the one?
The straight up trifecta bet. We're going to do a try key box. with number 2 journalism over the top, 9 Gosker, 3 American Promise, and then the 4 horse is another horse that I failed to mention but should have, is Heart of Honor. I wasn't a fan of the Japanese horses in the Derby, and this one lost by a nose in the UAE Derby, and he lost by a head in his last time out. Both at the same route distance, 1 mile and 3/16. I'm going to take a shot on the Japanese horse over Sandman. I wish Sandman wasn't running in this race because this horse was bred to win the Belmont. Tappet, his sire, has like 4 Belmont winners. I know Johnny V's on the mount, and that's a nice little change of pace over Jose Ortiz. But I know Sandman, he's going to be popular pick. I think it's too quick of a turnaround. So I'm riding with the 4 Heart of Honor, which is a fun story because, horse racing, like it's big family business. You've got a lot of father-sons or brothers in it together. This is a father-daughter. The father, Safi Osborne, is the trainer, and his daughter, Jamie Osborne, Jamie Osborne's the trainer, and Safi Osborne is the jockey. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to for the family connection there. I also got a couple horses to keep an eye on the undercard. Here's one thing about the undercard. We talk about the schedule messing up the actual Triple Crown races. It also makes the undercard kind of stink, low-key, because a lot of horses are pointed to the big undercard races on Derby, and then they take a month off for the Belmont. So the undercard isn't as good. The late pick 5 has 3 turf races, which is rare. But one of the races, race 10, the 6 horse, great connections, Brad Cox into mischief. It ran big at Keeneland. I like that in race 10. But there's another one here in race 12. And I mentioned it before, Trickery. I can't quit it. It's got the best resume from of all the horses in it. It's got the best resume, but it hasn't fired this year, and it's 1 or 2. It's the second start since the layoff. So I'm going to be playing Trickery, the 13 horse. It's the favorite, but it won big for me last time out, last year on Derby Day. A little try box with the 13, the 3, the 1, and the 9 in race 12. So I'll have plenty more of these picks on KS Board the day of. Might even share my Derby picks because that's what's great. My Churchill Downs picks. Because if we lose during at Pimlico, we get to run it back at Churchill Downs that night. So I'm gonna be capping that. If you're looking for a price horse, in race 9, it starts to pick 5. The number 8, Mattingly. That's my wife's maiden name. I gotta bet it. But also, we got a hot jock on board. I believe it's Luis Saez. I don't have it pulled up right in front of me. But we gotta beat the 6 Coppola. That horse is a bomb. It's faded this year. It's a loser. Beat Coppola in race 9. I'm going to try to get Mattingly at a good price. So there's my Preakness Stakes Day preview. Hopefully we can cash some tickets. We came out about even, Steven. Hopefully between Pimlico and Churchill on Saturday, we come out ahead. Either way, we're going to have a great time betting so many races.
All I heard was hammer journalism at 3-1.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get the hammer out for journalism.
So that is what I'll be doing.
And you know what the best part of it is too, is that we could get an old-fashioned rivalry, a affirmed Alley-Dar, where Sovereignty wins the Derby, journalism wins the Preakness, and then we clash at the Belmont Stakes.